Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we are here on another tier list on a periodic, the statement that we normally talk about. Who beats these current champions? Now, I'm filming this a little bit ahead of NXT. This is, before the next major event. I wanted to make sure I got it out here before that happened because there's a giant, four singles matches that goes into a fatal four way that goes into who faces Jace at is that Evolution? Yeah, so like I feel like Jace loses the title at Evolution for sure, but who is it? I honestly think Jordan Grace runs the gauntlet here and wins it. I my main pick is definitely going to be Mariah May, or Blake Monroe is what they call her now. But I feel like Jordan Grace kind of slips in there and gets a title reign for a little bit because I think she's destined for the main roster like as soon as possible. So I think they're gonna like leave her down there, get a title reign. I feel like they kind of brought Stephanie at the last minute, so Jace kind of got in there, and unfortunately it's always going to be like, when is she going to lose this? And I think it's going to be fairly soon. I think that's just kind of why they already had her have a title defense, and I guess we'll see. I feel like Jordan Grace definitely is the next choice, but I wouldn't put it up to Blake Monroe being very close. I could see these flipping a lot, just so Jordan Grace gets that first ever title in WWE and then goes to the main roster. Next up is Sol Ruka's title. A lot of people have been hovering around it. Fallon Headley, obviously, Izzy Dame, a lot of people in the back. I still think it's Zarya. I think Zarya turns on her, turns heel, and that's gonna hurt because I like them too. But I think that's just gonna be the natural progression of that title, and I think it would be correct because Zarya is very good in ring, and I think they would have a very good match. So, I, even though I don't like it, I could definitely see that happening. I think there could be a lot of people that could be pushed into that are in the main event scene that kind of like go down there. But I think Soul holds on to this for a decent amount of time. It might be Great American Bash. I feel like there's going to be something big that happens there. So that would probably be my probably where it's going to happen. But I'm not even 100% sure with that because she's had the title for a decent amount of chunk already. So I feel like they could at any NXT they could just do the storyline and have the match because kind of NXT is like that, so it happens like that. Next up is Obafemi. I don't know if there's anybody clear cut. That's the kind of crazy thing because he just destroys everybody. So I'm gonna just have to go with a gut feeling, and I'm gonna believe it is Trick Williams. I think after he drops the NXT title, not NXT, TNA title, I think he eventually goes after Obafemi and tries to win it. I think knew that cough was coming. Then Javon Evans is going to be up in there. Obviously, they've already had a triple threat this way, but I think this is the progression of the line. I think they're not ready to pull pull it up for Javon Evans yet, but I think it's fairly soon that he has some title coming his way. Next up is the North American title. It is Ethan Page. Now, honestly, with this kind of being there, it could really be anybody. This is kind of the crazy part with the mid card title that anybody could step up. I do think it's going to be Ricky Saints. I think he's like legitimately a little bit injured, and that's why they pulled the title off of him. But if they're not calling him up, then the best person is to have him there. I would have thought maybe Wesley having a second run at it, but he's kind of been evolved, so I don't really think they're going to do that. So oh God, I'm so sorry on this one with coughing. I've been sick for so long, and it just sucks. But let me finish out the video with the tag team titles. Now, honestly, the tag team titles after Fraxium leaving has not been fun. They just have not really been defended. And I do believe Dark State would have a very good shot here, but I do feel like they should go with an actual tag team. And the way that they built TNA, I think would probably be the best shot is to give them an opportunity. I don't think the title reign will be super long, but I still think it would be a fairly decent tag team to have in there, especially, kind of being Wesley's boys. I think they could have him manage them really well and kind of use their promo work to help both of them. And they could be a solid tag team to, take on all the other tag teams for a bit. And then they kind of rotate it to somebody else. But yeah, I feel like NXT is a little cut and dry with some of their stuff. But I think there's going to be a lot of fun storylines, even though, maybe some of the titles are have an obvious path so far. Obviously, anything can happen. Anybody can get called up. Anybody can get hot. Anybody could just get put into that story or put into that title hunt because they're doing great work. So that's the cool thing with NXT, that anything could happen, and I'm really excited to see it. Tell me what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win? And especially that women's NXT title. I think it's a pretty interesting category. So I wonder what you guys think. Until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.